Hello everyone, we will explain material about protein metabolism. Alright, the members of group 3 are Angela Agustina, Anggita Dara, Aura Ananda, Jessica Sarah, Putri Jevanya, and Vania Angelin.
Discussion material Capture 1 A. Definition of protein. B. Protein digestion. C. Nitrogen fixation. D. urea cycle. A. Formation of ammonia. F. Genetic damage to the urea cycle. Capture 2 Amino acid metabolism. A. Introduction. B. Major metabolic pathway of ammonia acids. C. Amino acid catabolism. D. Amino acid synthesis.
Meaning of protein. Protein is an important component of the main component of animal or human cells. Because cells are the building blocks of our body, the protein in food serves as the main substance in the formation and growth of the body. To be able to perform biologic function, protein fall into one or more specific conformations, judging by the space of non-covalent interactions such as hydrogen ionic interaction, van forces, and hydrophobic packing system. Protein digestion. Most of the nitrogen in the diet is consumed in the form of protein, usually an amount from 17 to 100 grams for a day. Protein is usually too large for absorption in the small intestine. Scab and neonates who can take maternal antibodies in breast milk. Therefore, the protein must be hydrolyzed to yield the tripeptidase as well as its absorbable amino acid content. Proteolytic enzymes that play a role in protein degradation are produced by three different organs: the stomach, pancreas, and small intestine. Digestion of protein by gastric secretion. Digestion of proteins begins in the stomach. We secrete SAP unique solution containing hydrochloric acid and the coenzyme pepsinogen. Hydrochloric acid to liquid pH is 2 to 3 to hydrolyze protein. The function of acid, in addition to killing bacteria and denaturing protein, also makes bacteria more susceptible to subsequent hydrolysis by protease. And pepsin, the stable acid endopeptidases secretes by gastric cell in the form an inactive zymogen. Coenzyme pepsinogen. In general, zymogen contain an additional amino acid in their chain, which prevent the active catalysis of these substances. Pepsinogen is activated by a pepsin, either by HL or autocatalysically by other previously activated pepsin molecules. Digestion of protein by pancreatic enzyme when entering the small intestine. Large polypeptides produced in the stomach through the action of pepsin will then be broken down into oligopeptides and amino acid by a group of pancreatic proteases, which includes endopeptidases, breakdown on the inside, and exopeptidases cut at the ends. A specificity, each of these enzymes has different specificity for the agents are a group of amino acids with susceptible peptide bonds. For example, trypsin only decomposes if the carbonyl group of the peptide bond is obtained from arginine and lysine. This enzyme, like pepsin described above, is senescent and secreted as innate zymogen. B. Zymogen release. Pancreatic zymogen release and activation is mediated by the secretion of cholecystokinin and secretin to gastrointestinal polypeptide hormones. C. Activation of zymogen. The enzyme enteropeptidase that is synthesized and found in the brush border membrane of the luminous surface of the small intestinal mucosal cells. Convert the pancreatic trypsinogen trypsin by removing the hexapeptide from the N-terminus of trypsinogen. Trypsin then converts another trypsinogen molecules into trypsin by cleaving the specific peptide bond in the zymogen in limited quantities.
Nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation is the process in molecular nitrogen NQ in the air is to convert into ammonia and H3 or nitrogen compound which association with soil or aquatic system. Atmospheric nitrogen is molecular dinitrogen, a relatively unreactive molecule metabolically useful to all but a few microorganisms. Biological nitrogen fixation or diastropes is an important biologically mediated process that converts gases in nitrogen NQ to ammonia and H3 using the complex protein nitrogens. Nitrogen fixation is important for life because the compound inorganic nitrogen is still required for the biosynthesis of all nitrogen containing organic compounds such as amino acids and protein. Nucleoside, triphosphate, and nucleic acid as part of the nitrogen cycle. It is important for agriculture and fertilizer manufacturing. This is also indirectly relevant to manufacturing all chemical compounds of nitrogen, including some explosives, drugs, and gas. Nitrogen fixation is carried out naturally in the soil by microorganisms called diastropes, including bacteria such as Azotobacter and archaea. Some binding bacteria nitrogen has a symbiotic relationship with the group plants expanding legumes. More non-symbiotic relationship, loose relationship between diastropes and plants is often referred to as associative, as seen in nitrogen fixation in rosepead. Nitrogen fixation occurs between some termites and fungi. It occurs naturally in the air through non-production by lightning. Urea circles. A. Reaction in cycles. The first two most important reactions in urea synthesis occur in the mitochondrial matrix, while the rest on the enzymes in the cycles collocates in the cytosol. 1. Formation of carbonyl phosphate. Formation of carbonyl phosphate by carbonyl phosphate synthesis 1-CpS1 performed through the breakdown of two ATP molecules. Ammonia that combined with carbonyl phosphate mainly provided via the mention of chromate dehydrogenase oxidation mitochondria. In the end, the nitrogen atom from the ammonia becomes one of urea nitrogen. Formation of citrulline. The carbonyl phosphate mainly will transfer to ornithine by the enzyme ornithine transcarbamylase OTC when high energy phosphate is released as phosphate inorganic. In the reaction, citrulline is brought into the cytosol. Synthesis of arginosuccinate. Arginosuccinate synthesis combines citrulline with aspartate to form arginosuccinate. The amino group of aspartate provides second nitrogen, which eventually combines with urea. Arginosuccinate formation is carried out through the breakdown of ATP to AMP and pyrophosphate VVE. The ATP is the third and final ATP molecule used in the formation of urea. 4. Arginosuccinate cleavage. Arginosuccinate is broken down by arginosuccinate lyase to produce arginine and furamate. Arginine furamate through this reaction acts as a precursor between urea. The breakdown of arginine into ornithine and urea. Arginase break down arginine into ornithine and urea, and only occurs in the heart. So while in other tissues such as the kidney can synthesize arginine through this reaction, only the liver can break down arginine, thereby synthesizing urea. 6. The fate of urea. Urea diffuses from the liver and transformed through blood to the kidneys, where it is filtered and extracted in the urea. Some of the urea diffuses from the blood into the intestine and is broken down into 2 and 3 by bacterial ureas. Urea cycle regulation. N-acetyl glutamate or NAG is an important activator for carbamoly phosphate synthesis. Once CPS1, the next step, limit the rate of the urea cycle. N-acetylglutamate is synthesized from acetyl-CoA and glutamate by N-acetylglutamate synthesis in reaction with arginine as the activator. The cycle is also regulated by substyle available short-term regulator and enzyme induction long-term.
Formation of ammonia. Ammonia is produced by all tissues during the metabolism of various compounds and is mainly extracted through the formation of urea in the liver. However, blood ammonia level must be kept very low because even slightly elevated concentrations are toxic to the central nervous system. Therefore, there must be a metabolic mechanism to remove nitrogen from peripheral tissues to the liver to be extracted as urea, while at the same time circulation level of ammonia must be kept low. Ammonia source. Amino acids are quantitatively the most important source of ammonia because most foods are high in protein and cause excess amino acid to travel to the liver and undergo transformation, a combined reaction of aminotransferase and glutamate dehydrogenase that produce ammonia. However, some ammonia can also be obtained from other sources, first from glutamine, second from the action of intestinal bacteria, third from amines, fourth from purines and pyrimidines. Genetic damage to the urea cycle. Hyperammonemia. The ability of the urea cycle in the liver to exceed the normal rate of urea formation and serum ammonia levels are normally low, 5 to 25 micromoles. However, if liver function is impaired either due to a genetic defect in the urea cycle or due to liver disease, blood levels can rise to above 1000 micromoles. Such hyperammonemia is a medical emergency because ammonia has a direct toxic effect on the central nervous system. The two main types of hyperammonemia are 1. Acquired hyperammonemia, 2. Congenital hyperammonemia.
Amino acid metabolism. Anatomy of amino acid. Amino acid have two functional groups, NH2 and COOH, as in the figure in the Zwitter ion state. Usually the group in the NH plus state and COO. Except for proline, 20 types of protein-forming amino acid have a free carboxyl group and unsubstituted free amino group attached to the carbon atom. Hence the same name, amino acid. Based on the structure, there are 20 types of protein-forming amino acid, 19 of which are primary amines and 1 secondary amine, proline. In addition, 19 amino acids have chiral C and 1 achiral or glycine. 2 essential and non-essential amino acid. Based on the variability synthesis, amino acids are divided into essential and non-essential and conditional amino acid. A. Essential amino acids are amino acids that cannot be synthesized by the body, so they must be obtained for the food consumed. B. Non-essential amino acids are amino acids that can be synthesized by the body. C. Conditionally essential amino acids are amino acids that cannot be synthesized by the body due to illness or lack of precursors. And example is a baby-born premature enzyme used to be synthesis arginine, not well developed.
Amino acid catabolism. Amino acid catabolism is the process of breaking down amino acid molecules into simpler molecules to remove the amine group and use the carbon skeleton to produce energy. Amino acid catabolism can occur when the body has an oversupply of amino acid from food because the body cannot store excess amino acids, or when the body is severely deprived of energy due to extreme hunger. There are two stages of releasing the amine group from an amino acid, namely, one is transamination. Amino transfer enzyme transfer amines to coagulate to produce glutamate or to oxalocate it to produce aspartate. Two is oxidative deamination. Release of amines from glutamate produce aminium ions. The amine groups are released into ammonium ions, which enter the urea cycle in the liver. In the cycle, urea is produced which exits straight through the kidneys in the form of urine. The product that occurs in the urea cycle is described as consisting of several stages, namely 1. With the role of enzyme carbamyl phosphate synthase 1, ammonium ions reacts with CO2 to produce carbamyl phosphate. This reaction requires energy from ATP. Second is with the role of enzyme ornithine transcarbamylase. Carbamyl phosphate reacts with L-ornithine to produce L-citrulline and phosphate group is released. Third is with the role of enzyme arginosuccinate synthase. L-citrulline reacts with L-aspartate to produce L-argininosuccinate. This reaction requires energy from ATP. Fourth, with the role of enzyme argininosuccinase, L-argininosuccinate is broken down into fumarate and L-arginine. Fifth, with the role of arginase enzyme, the addition of H2O to L-arginine will produce L-ornithine and urea. This is an example of transamination reaction. Notice that alanine for transamination to glutamate. This reaction requires the enzyme alanine aminotransferase. And this is an example of an oxidative deamination reaction. Notice that glutamate is deaminated to give ammonium NH4. The ammonium ion then enters the urea cycles.
Amino acid synthesis. All tissues can synthesize non-essential amino acid, carry out amino acid remodeling, and convert non-amino acid carbon skeleton into amino acid and other nitrogen-containing derivative. However, the liver is the main site of nitrogen metabolism. Under condition of dietary surplus, potentially toxic nitrogen from amino acid is extracted by transamination, deamination, and urea formation. Carbon skeletons are generally converted to carbohydrate via the gluconeogenesis pathway or fatty acid via the fatty acid synthesis pathway. In this regard, amino acids are grouped into three categories, namely glucogenic, ketogenic, dan glucogenic and ketogenic amino acid. Glucogenic amino acids are amino acids that can enter the pyruvate production pathway or intermediates of the citric acid cycle, such as ketoglutarate or oxaloacetate. All of these amino acids are precursor for glucose via the pathway gluconeogenesis. All amino acids except lysine and leucine contain glucogenic properties. Lysine and leucine are strictly ketogenic amino acids. which can only enter the intermediate of acetyl CoA or acetoacetyl CoA. A small group of amino acid, namely isoleucine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and tyrosine, are both glucogenic and ketogenic. Finally, we should recognize that there are three possible uses of amino acid. During starvation, the reduced carbon skeleton is used to produce energy by the process of oxidation to CO2 and H2O. Of the 20 types of amino acid, some cannot be synthesized by our bodies, so they must be in the food we eat. These amino acids are called essential amino acids. The rest are amino acids that can be synthesized from other amino acids. These amino acids are called non-essential amino acids. Glutamate and aspartate biosynthesis. Glutamate and aspartate are synthesized from keto acid by a simple transamination reaction. The catalyst for this reaction is the enzyme glutamate dehydrogenase and subsequently aspartate aminotransferase as. Aspartate is also derived from asparagine with the help of asparaginase. An important role of glutamate is a major intracellular amino donor for transamination reaction, while aspartate is a precursor of ornithine for the urea cycle. Biosynthesis of alanine. Alanine is transported into circulation by various tissues, but generally by muscles. Alanine is formed from pyruvate. The liver accumulates plasma alanine, the opposite of which transamination occurs in muscle and proportionally increases urea production. Alanine is transferred from the muscle to the liver along with the transport of glucose from the liver back to the muscle. This process is called the glucose-alanine cycle. A key feature of this cycle is that in one molecule, alanine, peripheral tissues export pyruvate and ammonia to the liver, where the carbon skeleton is recycled and the majority of nitrogen is eliminated. There are two main pathways for muscle alanine production. 1. Directly through protein degradation. 2. Through transamination of pyruvate with help of the enzyme alanine transaminase, ALT. Cysteine biosynthesis. Sulfur for the synthesis of cysteine comes from methionine. The condensation of ATP and methionine is catalyzed by the enzyme methionine adenosyl transferase to produce S-adenosyl methionine or SAM. SAM is a precursor for several methyl transfer reactions. The result of methyl transfer is the conversion of SAM to S-adenosyl homocysteine. S-adenosyl homocysteine is then converted into homocysteine and adenosine with the help of the enzyme adenosyl homocysteinase. Homocysteine can be converted back to methionine by methionine synthase. Transmethylation reaction involved SAM are very important, but in this case, the role of S-adenosyl methionine in transmethylation is secondary to homocysteine production. In the production of SAM, all the phosphate from ATP is lost, 1-sp and 2-PPE. Adenosine is converted to methionine instead of AMP. In the synthesis of cysteine, homocysteine condenses with serine to produce cysteonine with the help of enzyme cysteonine. Furthermore, with the help of cysteonine lyase enzyme, cysteonine is converted into cysteine and ketobutyrate. The combination of these last two reactions is known as transsulfuration. Tyrosine biosynthesis. Tyrosine is produced in cell by hydroxylation of phenylalanine. Half of the phenylalanine is needed to produce tyrosine. If our diet is rich in tyrosine, this will reduce the need for phenylalanine by up to 50%. Phenylalanine hydroxylase is a mixture of oxygenase function. One oxygen atom is coupled to water and the other to the hydroxyl group of tyrosine. The resulting reductant is tetrahydrofolate cofactor tetrahydrobiopterin, which is maintained in a reduced state by the NADH-dependent enzyme dihydropyridine. Cysteine biosynthesis. Sulfur for the synthesis of cysteine comes from methionine. The condensation of ATP and methionine is catalyzed by the enzyme methionine adenosyl transferase to produce S-adenosyl methionine or SAM. SAM is a precursor for several methyl transfer reactions. The result of methyl transfer is the conversion of SAM to S-adenosyl homocysteine. S-adenosyl homocysteine is then converted into homocysteine and adenosine with the help of the enzyme adenosyl homocysteinase. Homocysteine can be converted back to methionine by methionine synthase. Transmethylation reaction involved SAM are very important, but in this case, the role of S-adenosyl methionine in transmethylation is secondary to homocysteine production. In the production of SAM, all the phosphate from ATP is lost 1sp and 2s-PPE. Adenosine is converted to methionine instead of AMP. In the synthesis of cysteine, homocysteine condenses with serine to produce cysteonine with the help of enzyme cysteonine. Furthermore, with the help of cysteonine lyase enzyme, cysteonine is converted into cysteine and ketobutyrate. The combination of these last two reactions is known as transsulfuration. Biosynthesis of serine. The main pathway for serine starts from the glycolytic intermediate 3-phosphoglycerate. NADH link in dehydrogenase convert 3-phosphoglycerate to a keto acid, 3-phosphopyruvate, suitable for subsequent transamination. Aminotransferase activity with glutamate as a donor produces 3-phosphoserine, which is converted to serine by phosphoserine phosphate. Glycine biosynthesis. The main pathway for glycine is a one-step reaction catalyzed by serine hydroxymethyl transferase. This reaction involves the transfer of a hydroxymethyl group from serine to the cofactor tetrahydrofolate or THF, yielding glycine and N5 and 10-methylene THF. Biosynthesis of aspartate, asparagine, glutamate, and glutamine. Glutamate is synthesized by reductive amination of ketoglutarate catalyzed by glutamate dehydrogenase, which is a nitrogen-fixing reaction. Glutamate is also produced by aminotransferase reaction. in which amino nitrogen is provided by several other amino acids. Glutamate is a common collector of amino nitrogen. Aspartate is formed in a transamination reaction catalyzed by aspartate transamination (AST). This reaction uses ketoacid analogs aspartic, oxaloacetic, and glutamic as amino donors. Aspartate can be formed by asparaginase catalyzed deamination of asparagine. Asparagine synthase and glutamine synthase catalyze the production of asparagine and glutamine from the corresponding amino acid. Glutamine is produced from glutamate by direct incorporation of ammonia, and this is another nitrogen fixing reaction. But asparagine is formed by the aminotransferase reaction.